Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. It's been a while. Yeah. So I thought I'd just record a shortish video to let people know that I was still alive. It's been an interesting last sort of 4 or 5 months. As I might have mentioned in the previous video, most previous video, had exams. Had to go away on exhibitions, then had a dissertation to do, handed in. That's all now been done, and amazingly, I have a new job. So the day I handed in my dissertation, then had a sort of a technical interview, and then on that Friday, then had a new interview, and I started my new job on Monday. So working in IT for financial services. So this week has been very interesting. I've had a huge amount of stuff. Had sat through lectures on understanding financial markets, various kinds of investments, instruments, underlyings. These all basically mean exactly the same thing, but it's been really interesting, and also getting schooled in the platform, which I'm really working on. Mostly kind of database stuff, maybe a bit of possibly some Java development as well, stuff like that. So all good, and my career in the evil square mile of the city is now complete. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about gaming and to sort of chat about where we are and what's going to be happening. I will be doing a PS4 unboxing video when it arrives in about 2 weeks' time, 29th of November, I think. So 15 days away now. So about 2 weeks. It'll be the last Friday in November, which is great because it means that I can spend the evening just sitting down, playing it, installing it. So I'm going to do an unboxing video, so you guys can sort of see what you think, because I pre-ordered it months ago in the UK, so to get hold of it. Looking forward to the launch. It looks like a beautiful piece of kit. I'm going to be very interested to get my hands on it finally and get see what kind of things it's got. Bit disappointed about Watch Dogs, to be honest. That was the bundle that I purchased. I'd gone for the PS4 Watch Dogs bundle, but then again, GTA 5 was delayed, and look how fantastic that turned out to be. So I'm not really too bothered about companies saying and having the balls sometimes to say, do you know what, we're going to add another 3 or 4 months to this project because we just aren't happy with it. And actually, we're not talking like Gran Turismo 5, we're not talking like almost decades of delay. But 6 months just to make it to take it from good to superb. I'll wait for it. I haven't got a problem with that, and I think it's some yes, it's a disappointment, but I think uniformly people are very excited for Watch Dogs, and if Ubisoft can add that final layer to it that they need to feel that they feel they need to, then I'm all for it. In terms of the launch stuff itself, like I said, with Watch Dogs out, I'm just getting the basic bundle now. Probably going to get Assassin's Creed 4. Looks very interesting. I might even play NAC. It hasn't been getting particularly good reviews, to be honest, but given the fact it was the very first game announced for PS4 ever, then I kind of feel that I owe it the playthrough just to sort of play with. I mean, this guy came out with Crash Bandicoot, and fine, it might not be the most amazing thing he's ever produced, but I still think that that maybe we should all give it a bit more time of day, and have a go with it. Really looking forward to seeing the next gen versions of their shooters. But the thing is, I mean, a lot of these are just upscaled. There's nothing there at the moment that's really taking me. Although the one thing I will admit that I'm becoming more and more interested by, actually, believe it or not, is Diablo 3. With the fact that the PS4 version is getting all the DLC content thrown in, the fact that they've been talking about working with the touchpad, which will make it much easier to manage your inventory, stuff like that. I've never played a Blizzard game. I've never played Warcraft or anything like that. So yeah, that looks really good, and very much looking forward to the PS4. I mean, I was always going to buy it over Xbox, partly because I've already got a PS3, and I'm going to try when it comes out. As far as I'm aware, the video capture tech is not at launch, which is a bit of a pain because I was kind of looking forward to doing that. But what I'll probably do is once that's all up, because they've confirmed for PS4 that HDMI out is not encoded, so you can capture it. I'll probably just get one of those vid cards, and then I'll capture some footage and hopefully show me doing some playthroughs and stuff like that. One thing I will do is if I do that, then I'm gonna cut out any cutscenes, because I just don't think that's fair. I mean, general gameplay, running around, shooting people, jumping off buildings, whatever, that's great. but actual story elements, I kind of think Rockstar are quite right on this, and I'm going to talk about GTA in a second. But when they said their policy was, you know, quite happy with you people to record stuff, but no key missions and certainly no cutscenes. And I think that's kind of fair, because actually you don't want to give everything away. I mean, the idea that somebody taking Trevor and sort of running him around Los Santos blowing people up, I mean, that's fine, because that shows off the game, it shows off the mechanics, but it doesn't show off the key elements of the story, which Rockstar, quite understandably, want to keep behind. So the only game I've really been playing recently is actually GTA 5. Unfortunately, my PS3 broke, so I went through the whole thing of backing everything up, taking off the database, only to realise that I hadn't actually backed any of my saves up from 6 years of gaming. So basically, apart from GTA 5 and I think Remember Me, maybe, because I've now got PS Plus. Aside from that, I've lost every save. So one of the things I'm going to do, the only game I'm keeping my PS3 for actually is Castlevania Lord of Shadow 2, which I can't wait to get in February. But once that's done, I'm going to give it to my good friend Emma, because she doesn't have a PS3 and she loves Tomb Raider. She always loved Tomb Raider, and I promised her, because she was a colleague of my previous job as well and a good friend now. I promised her that I would give her my PS3, so I'm going to. I've got a whole library of stuff. Given the fact that PS4 is not backwards compatible, I can't use it, so just give it to her and she can have it. Talking about GTA 5, I have played it, completed it, not 100%ed it. I'm working my way through various missions, stuff like that. I won't go into huge depth on it because I'm sure hundreds of people have done massive reviews. A couple of things I will say. Overall, I think it is an extraordinary piece of game design and execution. It is one of the funniest games I've ever played. There are moments when it was generally had me cracking up with laughter, or many moments when I was sort of sniggering a little bit with what's going on screen. One thing I will say is this, and this is not a spoiler. Do not do Franklin's assassination missions with the associated stock market ability movements until you've done the final part of the game. Because at the end of the game, you've got ridiculous amounts of cash, because obviously, and that's not a spoiler, I think everyone knows, you do massive, heists and you get lots of cash. Wait until you've got millions and millions and millions in the bank, and then put the money in, and you'll just make silly money. So that's one of the things that you can able to do. Now, in terms of things that little niggles about the game, things that annoy me a little bit. One of the things I have noticed is a bit ridiculous. I still think is the fact that the cops can find you anywhere. It's all well and good being able to sort of, escaping and stuff like that. But the fact that you can get out a car, run up a driveway, over a hedge, cramp down by a wall, and the cop cars will all pull up, and the police will get out and run towards you. That kind of makes a mockery of the whole, system where the cops sort of stop and you have to get out of their eye of vision. Because if they just intrinsically know where you are, that kind of breaks that a bit for me, and I think that more could have been done there. I also think that, like a lot of people have said, the helicopters are pretty broken. I'm also a little bit annoyed, and this will be a huge thing, but I was really kind of looking forward to destructible environments. Once I finally found where the dam was, I took the Apache helicopter and sort of hovered in front of it and started firing rockets at it, and to no avail, which is a bit sad, but hopefully in GTA 6, if there is such a thing, we'll get to blow up the dam, and there'll be more sort of stuff like that, obviously next gen. But overall, I think it's been great fun. It's definitely one of the best things I've ever played. Huge step up on GTA 5, and all the worry I think that people had about having 3 different characters and how that was going to work and interact. I think all the mechanics work fantastically well. I don't think there's much. I mean, the only thing I would say that I really wanted to be able to do in GTA is basically. I'm sure lots of people did this. I took Michael, I made him look like Walter White, so I made him look like the guy at Breaking Bad. I kind of wish that there was a facility in it to allow you to actually deal. Whether that's buying a little house and putting a cannabis plantation in there, or whether it's buying a little house and putting some meth in there, and then basically, getting vans together and getting money that way. And it's just one thing I've always wanted to do in sort of GTA, and at the moment, one of the problems I think is the fact that you've got all this other stuff going on, which is great, but there just isn't that ability to actually be a dealer, and or be a genuine thief. I mean, I know there's stuff, and I haven't really gone into the online yet because I'm not too bothered about that. But overall, yes, it's absolutely fantastic. But those are just a couple of little niggles, and particularly the one with the police is just is very annoying. I think for example, the fact that a police car will shoot out after following another car, and you'll crash into the back of it, and you'll just suddenly get 10 police on you. And the other thing that I think is ridiculous is the fact that every single crime now in GTA 5 is a shootable offence. So you clip a police car, they will start, and get out. The guy will literally put his gun on you and start trying to kill you, which, again, you just kind of think, well, no, yeah. And I'm sure all these design decisions were sort of considered, but the um, but the police one definitely is the one that sort of rankled me the most. But like I said, we'll be getting PS4. We'll do an unboxing video. We'll upload that, and obviously you guys will think. Final question I was going to pose is this: I am looking for a decent online game, as in sort of massively multiplayer online things to sort of occupy me. Not hugely interested in ones that cost huge amounts of money. I mean, I like the idea of the Elder Scrolls Online, but the £10 a month I think is a bit steep. For a game like that, I'll probably just end up playing The Witcher 3 next year when it comes to PS4. One of the things I'm looking at, things like Star Trek Online, perhaps EVE, etc. So what would be great is in the comments, if you watch this, and if you get this far, quote Rhubarb, that way I'll know that you got this far. Why not just, if you've got any suggestions for a decent online game, that would be great. Really looking forward, obviously, to X Rebirth. Problem is that I'm on the Mac, so I won't be able to play it until they patch it across, and they release a Mac version, which probably won't come until next year, late next year. But again, that's something I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, any online games, thoughts about maybe you've had about GTA, what you're looking forward to in PS4, and anything maybe, if you'd like to, you want me to sort of capture anything from playing it, or post video of certain things. Obviously within reason, because I'm sure that Sony will have some proprietary stuff that they don't want up there, then happy to do that. Nice to be back. See you all soon.